Good morning. Do that again. Good morning. It's Thursday, October 26th, 2023. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Wudang Qigong. We have the foundation sets this morning, sets 1 through 9. We're going to work on 3 sets this morning. The first set, begin at extreme emptiness. The 6th and 7th set, push, yin and yang both appear, and turning palm, 四向阳移, 4 directions palm. Both of these 2 moves, the push, yin and yang both appear, and turning palm appear in our Wudang Tai Chi form as well. So I'm going to pay a little extra attention to both of them as I'm working on my own foundations for what I have planned. And what I have planned is that I'm going to do the demo sets that I have talked about in class, but haven't done as many of as I haven't published some of it. But I haven't done quite what I intended to do, and now it's time to get busy with that. So, as I look at my own practice and my own abilities, what can I do today? Put this down. So I look at my own practice, I look at my own abilities, what can I do today? What do I remember being able to do? What do I know? And I know quite a bit actually. What do I know about this particular art and how it should be done, how it can be done, and what the foundation principles that apply to the art, and how we as practitioners apply those principles. That's a mouthful. That's a mouthful. That is something that I intend to do. I've been working on it. The goal, and I've talked a little, I was going to say something else, but I'm not going to do it. The goal for practice is that we internalize. It's internal practice, right? We're paying attention to what's going on inside. That we internalize that practice, that we develop that practice, and that we begin to distinguish between what's real, and what's not. That we distinguish between what's superficial and what's not. That we develop the skill to look beyond what the outward appearance may be, and we can see what's going on inside. That skill is what we want to focus on. Paying attention to our internal workmanship. So, with the very first set, feet about shoulder, not just yet, just give me a second. Very first set, feet about shoulder width apart, hands down at your sides, pull up through the front, hands come together, breathe in, breathe out, right? Very simple, very easy to do, not a complex movement. Paying attention to each and every fine movement that we're doing. Okay, so my hands are at my sides, my fingers are pointed down. I bring my hands to here and I pull up and I push down, and I pull up and I push down. Oh, I gotta bend my knees too. Bend, bend, bend. That's gross movement. It's not really correct. but it is correct. What do I have to do? My hands are down at my sides, my shoulders are down, I pull up through the front. Okay, I did that. All right, now, next. Now I cross my hands. Okay, I cross my hands. Now I'm going to breathe in, up here. Okay, breathe in. Okay, now breathe out, push down, bend knees. Okay, push down, bend knees. Okay, now do again. That type of, and I'm really focused on the misconception here. That type of gross movement, we have to do it. It is part of practice. Feet about shoulder width apart. Hands cross at the lower tantian. Pull up to the middle tantian. Press down to the lower tantian. Bend the knees. Coordinate that with the breath. That is exactly what we're doing. But it's not what we're, but this, no, that's not what we're doing. That's wrong. And that distinction is something that is frequently propagated as unimportant. Or only the first one is taught. What you do here, that's all. That's it. This is just a movement. Breathe in, breathe out. It's a movement. Move. That's it. Done. That's all it's taught. Maybe the teacher doesn't know. I've met a lot of people in a lot of countries around the world, including many in China, who have no clue what Qigong is. And never practiced, never, might have read a book once, maybe saw a comic, maybe saw a movie. Lots of movies. But practice? Yeah. But they know everything about it. They know everything about it. No, they don't. No. They know this gross movement over here. They know what this gross thing is over here. Breathe in, breathe out, pull up, pull down, up, down. That's it. That's all I know. And you can tell I'm annoyed by something. I am. Okay, so this other one over here, where we're focused on how we move, connecting the whole body, not just my hand connected with this, my foot connected with that, my this connected with this. No, it's the whole body. All at once, all at the same time, integrated with the breath, and then we can start talking about the internal energy and the internal workmanship and the internal mechanisms that we use to develop our skills. Then we can start talking about that. So, part of today's lesson is this idea that I know everything because I belong to this group, I belong to this race, I belong to this culture. I don't know everything. I don't know everything. The other person doesn't know everything either. I don't. And that recognition is something that I absolutely want to teach. Nobody knows everything. They don't. The people that I learned from didn't know everything. They didn't pretend to. If they had, I wouldn't want to learn from them. The body of knowledge that we develop as we practice, is this much. About that much. I've been at it 40 years. And I got about this much. I work at it. I got about this much. Okay? This much is what's available. A lifetime of learning is not enough. That's why we practice. So the idea that I don't know everything, absolutely, I do not know everything. But I've spent 40 years studying and learning quite a bit. So there are a few things that I would say I'm probably one of the experts at. And that's not necessarily just because, well, I think so. I've tested my skills. I wasn't an international Tai Chi champion for 10 years by accident. I didn't earn first place at tournament by accident. I worked at it. And the people who were watching, the judges who were scoring, the friends, the teachers who were watching, I've heard a lot of things from them. Most of them were complimentary. I worked at it. And that is literally Kung Fu. At workmanship, at working at it, that's Kung Fu. We're practicing Qigong right now. Kung, and Qi, Kung, Kung Fu. Breath work. Kung Fu. Practice, workmanship. That idea is pervasive and important in everything we practice. That's the point of practice, to develop that workmanship. Feet about shoulder width apart. Bend the knees. Wiggle the fingers. Wiggle the toes. Basic stretch. Hand circle to the front. Back around to both sides. Up along the center line. And stretch out. Bend the knees. Reach out over the legs. Big circle. And again. And one more time. Fingertips reach up. Elbows drop down. Wrists, hands return to your sides. Alright, as we're moving, let's begin at extreme emptiness, this very simple set which I've just talked about. Pay attention to the fine movement. As I talked about the gross movement, pay attention to the fine movement. What is that? Okay, so I'm here, feet about shoulder width. Pull up, push down, put up, that's gross movement. The fine movement, what do I have to do to initiate the movement to bring my hands to the front? Where does that come from? It doesn't come from your hands. It comes from the mid-back, just below the shoulder blades. And then it comes through the shoulders as the arms open and come around to the front. That engagement along the full length of the arm from the back is part of what we're looking for. And the back opens downward as well. That connection through the waist, it matters. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. Begin. Hand circle to the front. Ladies, right hand on the outside. Gentlemen, left hand on the outside, and breathe in. Pay attention to that fine movement. What has to happen through the arm, through the back, and through the legs in order to connect the whole movement so it's not one body part moving, it's all of them. And I mean that literally, all of them. Everything moves as you breathe, as you settle. The whole body should be engaged. 2 more. Last time, breathe in. Hands separate. Down along both sides. Pull up through the crown of the head. Raise the heels and lower. Stay there. Breathe in. And breathe out. That same whole body connection, that same idea that as we begin and then extend, the whole body is engaged, pushing out, pushes down, and pulls up, that we breathe with the movement. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. Breathe in, palms up. And breathe out, press down. Shift right. Turn the toes. Push. Don't pay so much attention to the extent of the movement as to the connection through the movement. Breathe in. And breathe out. Don't overextend, don't underextend. Everything in good time and good alignment. Hip over the heel. Push down. Push out. Pull up through the crown of the head. Keep the back quiet and well placed. Pull up through the center. Sink. Begin the extension. And pull in. Same thing on the other side. Sink. Push. Pull in. Center. Again, left side. Settle the breath. Sink the breath to the lower dantian. Focus the mind. Pay attention to the center. Breathe in. And breathe out. Right side. Push down, push out, pull up, pull in. 2 more. Open it up a little bit. Pull in. and center. Shift left. Push right. Pull in and center. One more time. Breathe. Hands down on both sides, pull up through the crown of the head, raise the heels and lower. Turning palm, breathe in. Breathe out. Shift on the left toes, palms up. Palms turn over, press out. And back to center. Same thing here. As you step, press down, press out, pull up. Open through the hips. Pull the hips up, give the legs room to move. Hold through the back. The body should be quiet and fully engaged. Everything moves. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Relax even as you push, even as you press forward. Relax through the body. Pay attention to the shape of the form. Which muscles do what? All of them are working. Which ones are doing what? Two more. Open it up a little bit. Breathe. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. Breathe out. Last time, breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. Hands down on both sides. Pull up through the crown of the head. Raise the heels and lower. Stay there. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Relax. The connection through the whole body. So, connecting the breath, physical breath, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Right? That connection has to be present. If it's overdone, if it's gross movement, that huff and puffing, right? No! Don't do that. Don't do that. It's not good for your lungs. It's not. And it won't help your practice. It won't. The relaxed, connected breathing that we use is, on physical level, exactly the same as what an athlete uses in any sport, as what a dancer uses on the floor, as what a gymnast uses, that whole body breathing is something that we learn and develop irrespective of. It's going to be Qigong, it's got to be. No, it doesn't have to be Qigong. We learn that connection through practice. Swimmers, basketball players, football players, anybody that plays a sport knows exactly what I'm talking about. Anybody that's ever tried as an adult to work on dance, whether it's ballroom dance or whether it's a traditional ballet or modern jazz, tap, whatever it is, your breathing has to become natural and well supported so that you can keep moving. That's the only way it works. Building that skill is something that we work on in Qigong practice as well. In addition, Qigong practice asks us to look further, to do more than just the physical exercise. The internal body, that's based on traditional Chinese medicine, is fundamental to what we're doing in Qigong practice. Principles that are part of traditional Chinese medicine are also part of Qigong practice. There's not a one-to-one, and like I said, there's just this much, right? This much that I've learned about. I've learned a lot. It's this much. This much is available. And I have yet to meet anyone, including my teacher, who's got about this much. And who wrote part of that encyclopedia that's sitting down there. There, you got about this much. He don't have this much. He's got about this much. Way more than me. I'm over here. But the idea that there's somebody that got this much, and they're going to start talking about how they're going to start talking. They need to just go sit down. Just go sit down. Learn first. Develop that understanding. Understand what you're learning, how you're learning it, what that history is behind what you're learning, what the history of the person you're learning from may be. Right? So I go back to the 1980s in dance, and then I come up through Tai Chi, a couple international trophies, more than a few, and a lot of teaching and judging. So, does my perspective help you study? Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't be here if I didn't. Okay? I wouldn't be here if I didn't think that what I've learned had value. If I didn't think it was valuable, I wouldn't try and teach it. The ability to distinguish what's real and what's not. Disregard appearances. It's fluff and puff, right? Being able to see what's real is part of what we're doing in practice. It's part of why we practice. And looking inwardly at yourself is a prerequisite for that. Looking outward isn't going to help. Look inward first. Develop yourself. Pay attention to who you are, what you value, what's important to you. Everybody has something a little bit different, right? And use that as your foundations. I'm still talking about foundations as well. Use that as your foundation for what your practice is going to become and how you're going to develop it. You want to develop the internal skills. Quiet the mind. Develop your breathing. Develop that connection. You want to develop the external skills. Pay attention to your body alignment. Pay attention to your body parts at the detailed level so that you know which muscles you need to move, how you need to move them, and what the minimum effort is to do any movement. The least amount of effort possible. That's the 4 ounces that can deflect 10,000 pounds from Tai Chi Lute. It does make a difference, makes a difference in your own practice, and it makes a difference if you choose to study applications. I appreciate everybody who has been following me and who, if you're following me, you think I might have something of value, and I appreciate that. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. I will be back tomorrow with the advanced sets, and I'm going to continue this discussion of foundations and work on foundations as I build toward those demo sets that are coming up. Thank you again for being here. I appreciate it. Bye.